My chosen one. 3 souls from heaven have been calling to you. They have pleaded for 4 days, their voices stretching across the divide between the seen and the unseen. They have called your name in the language of the stars and the whispers of the wind, in the silence between heartbeats. You have heard them. You have felt their presence pressing upon your soul, urging you, warning you, and yet you turn away. The heavens do not cry out forever. Mercy is a river, but even the greatest river finds an end. You have been given time more than was owed, more than was deserved. But time is not an endless gift. Time is a door that will soon close, and when it does, you will stand on one side or the other. You have believed yourself safe. You have believed that the warnings were mere echoes, fleeting and powerless. But no echo reaches you without a source. No warning comes without reason. Do you think the shadows have lengthened by chance? Do you believe the cold that clings to you, even in the light, is nothing more than passing chill? You tell yourself the weight upon your chest is mere exhaustion, that the shivers in your spine are simply the tricks of a weary mind. But deep within, you know the truth. You have always known. The 3 souls that called to you were once keepers of grace, bearers of light, voices of mercy. They do not call out to all they call to you because they have seen what is unraveling. They have seen the road you walk, the fate you carve with every step, and they know what lies ahead. They do not beg for their own sake. They do not cry for themselves, they cry for you. 4 days ago, the first soul spoke in whispers, barely more than a breath upon the wind. It sought to stir within you the quiet recognition that something was amiss, that the path beneath your feet had begun to fracture. It did not wish to frighten you, only to remind you of the presence beyond your sight. But you dismissed it as a trick of the mind, as a fleeting thought, as nothing worth your attention. 3 days ago, the second soul called out, its voice edged with urgency. It pressed against your senses, seeking to break through the veil of disbelief you wrapped around yourself. It sought to shake you, to stir you from the illusion that all remains as it was. But you turned from it. You ignored the way your pulse quickened, the way your breath caught without reason. You walked forward, blind to the shifting shadows that trailed behind you. 2 days ago, the third soul raised its voice, not a whisper, not a mere pull upon your spirit, but a cry, a lament, a desperate warning. The sky dimmed, though no clouds passed before the sun. The air grew thick, though no storm gathered. It called to you in sorrow, in desperation, knowing that time was slipping, that mercy was thinning, that soon, the voice of warning would become the voice of judgment. But you silenced the unease within you, convincing yourself that nothing had changed, that nothing had reached you. And now the 4th day has come. The voices grow quiet. Their pleading fades. Do you understand what this means? Do you feel the weight in the silence? The warnings were not mere words, they were the last mercy before the turning of judgment. Now judgment stands at the threshold. The time for pleading is ended. You have walked where you should not have walked. You have spoken words that were never meant to be spoken. You have taken what was never yours to claim. The earth has felt your steps. The wind has carried your voice. The unseen have borne witness to your deeds. Do you believe there is no price for what has been done? Do you think the balance can be tilted forever without consequence? The curse does not come in fury, nor does it arrive with the sound of thunder. It does not strike in fire and rage. No, my chosen one, the curse comes in silence, in the spaces between what you know and what you do not see. It comes as the unraveling of certainty, as the slow, creeping erosion of what you hold to be true. It whispers in your mind, weaves itself into your thoughts, turns familiar places into something else. The air will always feel too heavy, though no storm will come. The light will reach you, but it will never bring warmth. You will feel the weight of unseen eyes, though none will stand near. Your reflection will waver not in water, but in glass. At first it will be subtle. A flicker, a shift, the sense that something is not quite right. Then it will linger. Then it will watch. Your voice will echo in empty rooms, returning to you not as you spoke it, but as something else. At first it will be a delay, a trick of the air, but then you will hear tones that do not belong to you, sounds that are not your own. And those you love they will know before you do. Their gazes will linger, their words will catch. They will not know why, but they will sense it. They will feel the wrongness, the presence that lingers beside you, unseen but undeniable. They will step back without understanding. They will hesitate before speaking your name. The nights will grow longer, not by the turning of the earth, but by the weight of what watches from the dark. The dreams will come first, whispers that do not fade upon waking. Then the spaces between sleep and wakefulness will blur. The figures that linger in the edges of dreams will remain when your eyes open. They will stand in corners and doorways just beyond the reach of sight. They will not move, not at first, but they will be there. Your steps will falter in places that should be familiar. Your hands will tremble without cause. The food will taste different. The air will smell of something you cannot name. These are the signs, the first ripples of what you have set into motion. The unraveling has begun. And yet, even now, the three souls still linger. Even now, they wait at the threshold, hoping that in these last moments you will see, you will understand, you will turn. They cannot remain forever. Their presence is a mercy, but mercy is not without limit. If they leave, they will not return. And in the silence they leave behind, there will be no more warnings. There will only be the curse and the weight of what you have chosen. This is not wrath. This is not cruelty. This is the balance that must be restored. What is taken must be repaid. What is broken must be mended. What is called must be answered. You have stood at the edge of mercy, and soon you will step beyond it. Do not mistake my silence for absence. Do not believe that the heavens wait forever. The choice is still yours, but the time is not. The three souls have spoken. The warnings have been given. The silence draws near. What happens next is in your hands. My chosen one. Do you not see? Have you not heard? The heavens have never been silent before the turning of great events. The earth has never been left without warning before the shaking of its foundations. The voice of the divine has echoed through time, through prophets and visions, through signs and wonders, through whispers in the stillness and thunder in the storm. But again and again, mankind has covered their ears, hardened their hearts, and walked blindly into what could have been prevented. You believe the warnings come suddenly without cause, without reason. But I have spoken since the beginning. Before the flood swallowed the earth, I sent Noah, a righteous man, to cry out to the people. I gave them time longer than they deserved to turn from their ways, to open their eyes, to see what was coming. But they laughed, they mocked, they continued in their own desires, believing themselves invincible, believing that the rain would never fall. Until the day the heavens opened and the waters came. before the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah were reduced to ash, I sent my messengers. I warned them through signs and through the pleading of the righteous. I called out to them, offering them a chance to turn from their wickedness. But they did not listen. They did not believe that destruction could reach them. Even when the fire fell from the heavens, they still could not comprehend that they had brought this upon themselves. Did I not send Joseph to Pharaoh with dreams of famine? Did I not give Egypt 7 years of warning before the years of hunger came upon them? Those who heeded the warning survived. Those who ignored it were consumed. Did I not send Moses to Pharaoh with words of warning before each plague struck the land? I did not bring devastation without first sending a voice to declare what was coming. But Pharaoh's heart was hardened. He believed that power could save him, that his gods would sustain him, that the words of warning were empty. And so the rivers turned to blood, the land was covered in darkness, and the firstborn of Egypt perished in the night. When Nineveh stood upon the edge of destruction, I sent Jonah to cry out in the streets. 40 days I gave them, 40 days to see, to repent, to turn back before the city was overturned. And they listened. From the king to the lowest servant, they tore their garments, they humbled themselves. They turned away from their wickedness, and I relented. For I do not destroy without cause, and I do not bring judgment without warning. But how many have refused to listen? How many have ignored the signs, turned their backs on the warnings, and walked into the fire of their own making? Did I not send my prophets to Israel, again and again, pleading for them to turn from their idols, from their oppression, from their wickedness? Did I not speak through Isaiah, through Jeremiah, through Ezekiel? They warned of exile, of the fall of Jerusalem, of the destruction that would come if the people did not return to me. But they scoffed. They silenced my prophets. They continued in their ways until Babylon came, until the city burned, until the temple was torn down and the land lay desolate. Even when I walked among you, when my voice was made flesh, when I healed the sick, raised the dead, and opened the eyes of the blind, did the people listen? Did they recognize the hour? Did they understand the warnings I gave? I told them that a day was coming when not one stone would be left upon another in Jerusalem. I wept over the city, knowing what was to come, and yet they did not turn. And so the Romans came, the walls fell, the temple was destroyed, and the people were scattered. My chosen one, the warnings have never ceased. The heavens have always spoken before the storm arrives. But do you listen? Does your heart remain open, or has it grown dull, like those before you who believed that nothing could reach them? I have sent signs in the earth, in the sky, in the very breath within your chest. I have whispered in your dreams, in the quiet moments when your soul was still enough to hear. I have called through the mouths of those around you, through the longing in your heart, through the unease you cannot explain. But you have closed your ears. You have silenced the voice within you that knows something is coming. You have felt the shift. You have seen the world tremble. The hearts of men grow cold, love is traded for violence, truth is twisted into lies, and what is holy is cast aside as if it were dust. Do you not see the warnings unfolding before your eyes? Do you not recognize the days in which you live? The storms have begun to gather. The foundations have begun to crack. The warnings will not last forever. There is a time for mercy, and there is a time for judgment. One follows the other. And when mercy is exhausted, what remains? I have called you by name. I have placed my hand upon your life. But you stand at the threshold, caught between what you know to be true and the illusions you wish to believe. You tell yourself there is time, that tomorrow will bring another chance. But what if tomorrow does not come? What if the final warning has already passed and all that remains is the reckoning? Look to the past, and you will see that I have always spoken before the floodwaters rose, before the fire fell, before the exile began. I have given signs before every great shaking, before every turning of the age. I have never left the world without a voice calling out, preparing the way. And now I call to you, my child, kneel before me, and let your soul speak, for the heavens listen. Let the breath within you be offered not in fear, but in humility, not in despair, but in surrender. This is the prayer I place upon your lips. Let your heart repeat it. Let your spirit rise to meet it. Pray, for the time is short. Say this now. Yes, O Eternal One, Ancient of Days, the first and the last, the voice that was before all things. Before you I bow. Before you I tremble. For you are the one who stretches the heavens, who sets the stars upon their courses, who speaks and it is done. You are the fire that does not fade, the light that does not dim, the judge who sees beyond flesh, beyond words, beyond all that I pretend to be. O Holy One, whose name is upon the wind, whose presence fills the earth and the spaces beyond. I call upon you, for I have heard your warnings. I have felt the tremble of your voice in the marrow of my bones. I have seen the shadows grow long where there should be light. I have known the weight of silence, the whisper of what is unseen. I have been blind, yet now I see. I have been deaf, yet now I hear. And what I hear is the sorrow in the voices of those sent to warn me. What I see is the storm that gathers, slow and patient, waiting for its appointed hour. O Righteous One, whose judgments are true, whose ways are beyond all wisdom. Teach me, O Lord, how to pray, how to stand, how to turn my face to you before the hour is too late. For the warnings you have sent are not the warnings of wrath alone, they are the final hands of mercy outstretched. You have always warned before you have acted. You have always called before the heavens shook. You have always given time before the door was shut. You warned Noah, and he built the ark, though the world mocked him. You warned Egypt through dreams, and Joseph prepared, though famine had not yet touched the land. You warned Nineveh, and the people repented, and mercy held back the sword. You warned Lot, and the fire did not fall until he had fled. You warned Jerusalem through the prophets, and those who listened found refuge, but those who scoffed saw the walls crumble. You warned in the days of Noah, in the days of Lot, in the days of every nation that thought itself too strong to fall. And yet the flood came. The fire fell. The city was laid bare, not because you did not warn, but because they did not listen. O Lord of heaven and earth, I am listening now. I am turning now. But I am weak, and my flesh is dust, and my spirit wavers like a candle in the wind. I do not know how to stand in the face of what is coming. I do not know how to bear the weight of my own failings. I do not know how to undo what has been done. And so I pray as you teach me. Let my heart be broken before you rather than hardened against you. Let my eyes weep now rather than in the days of sorrow. Let my soul tremble now rather than in the final hour when trembling will be of no use. O Lord of mercy, you have called, and I will answer. You have warned, and I will listen. You have shaken my soul from slumber, and I will not return to sleep. Teach me, O Lord, to walk in the path of the spared. Teach me to hear not only the warnings of the heavens, but the whispers of my own conscience. Teach me to recognize the weight of sin before it grows into chains. Now teach me to flee from destruction while the gates are still open. You have always warned, and so you warn now. You have always called, and so you call now. But how many will listen? How many will turn? How many will hear the echoes of Noah's warning and build their ark before the first raindrop falls? How many will flee the city before the sky turns red? How many will heed the dreams of Pharaoh and store their grain before the famine arrives? O Lord, do not let me be counted among those who see but do not perceive, who hear but do not understand. Let me be as Noah, as Joseph, as Lot, as those who bowed low when your voice was still a whisper. Let me not wait until the heavens thunder. Let me not wait until the signs are undeniable, until the ground quakes and the mountains fall. For when the heavens thunder, it is too late. When the flood waters rise, it is too late. When the fire is at the door, it is too late. When the angel of destruction has stepped forth, it is too late. O God, you are the God who has written the story from the beginning. Nothing comes by chance. No judgment arrives unannounced. You speak and creation listens. You breathe and life is given. You warn and time is given to repent. But you are also the God who shuts the door. You are also the God who brings the flood when the time of warnings has passed. You are also the God who holds the scales in perfect balance. And when the weight of wickedness outweighs mercy, the scales tip. O Lord, let me not stand beneath the tipping of the scales. Let me not find myself on the wrong side of the closed door. Let me not wake only when the fire has already fallen. Have mercy, O Lord, for your mercy is great. Have patience, O Lord, for you are slow to anger. But let me not test the patience of the divine, for the hour is set, and the time is known to you alone. Let me not mistake delay for denial. Let me not mistake your silence for absence. Let me not mistake your warnings for mere words. You have always warned. You have always spoken. And you are speaking now. Open my ears, O God, that I may hear you. Open my heart, O God, that I may receive you. Open my eyes, O God, that I may see the unseen, that I may recognize the signs before they become judgment, that I may flee while the gates of mercy are still open. You have always warned. You warned the first man, but he did not listen, and he fell. You warned the first murderer, but he did not listen, and he was marked. You warned kings, but they hardened their hearts, and their thrones crumbled. You warned nations, but they turned from you, and they were no more. O Lord, let me not be counted among the fallen. Let me not be numbered among the blind. Let my soul be among those who heard and turned, among those who wept and were comforted, among those who fled and were saved. For you have warned me. You have called me. And still you wait. May I answer before you no longer do. Amen.